Hi everybody, Stefan here from EDC Austria, and today I want to talk about the Liong Mah Designs Endeavour. The Endeavour is a knife designed by Liong Mah and completely made by Riyadh Knives. Riyadh is one of the best high-end makers in China at the moment, so they can easily be compared to Zero Tolerance or even slightly above. The blade you see here is 3.75 inches, so quite a big one, which would be 9.53 centimeters, and the overall length, so the complete length of this thing, would be 8.75 inches, which are 22.20 centimeters. The blade material is only CPM S35VN, which is kind of a minus in my book, because even though you might not use it to its full extent, but when you pay $450 for a knife, which is the price this is going for currently, then you should get M390 or 20CV or CTS204P, but not still the S35VN, which is used in $120 knives these days. It is, as you saw, a flipper. It runs on ceramic bearings. I am still not sure if there is a huge advantage of having ceramic bearings as opposed to steel bearings. Maybe over time, but just from regular usage, I don't think so. I just wanted to say this. We have two variations of this knife here to check from the European Knife Pass-Around group, who kindly gave us this knife for review. This is the bronze version, the nice one, and this is the kind of used look stonewash version. You can see it from the side. It looks one of my knives that has been in my pocket with the keys and some coins for too long. So why you would buy it in that condition is beyond me. Designed it was by Liong Mah Designs. Liong Mah is out of Florida in the United States. He has done many collaborations with makers such as V Knives and Riyadh, so really the best high-end makers there are. And also he has done stuff with CRKD, beginning from his GSD, which stands for Getting Shit Done, to things like the Eaton tool, which is a very nice spork that even I use and used before I knew it was designed by Liong Mah. This knife is still really fantastic. You can say what you want about the flaws, to which we'll speak later. Here you can see the knife was made out of two titanium billets that were milled out completely, and then here they were milled out, and here in the middle you see the rest of it, and it's been put together so it looks almost like an integral knife. And all this, wait, I'll show you with some light. Here you can see the heavy milling work that was done on this knife to get the weight down. Still, after all the stuff I've said, the only negative so far I've mentioned was the blade steel, which is par for this price. But our first real big negative is this choil here. As you can see, you have a plunge grind here and then some sort of choil, but it's not really a sharpening choil. It's not really a forward choil. I don't know what it is. And it's a good half an inch of real estate that was given away here. So I'm not sure what they did here, but this should be corrected either in a forward choil, or which would be better because you already have great control. If you hold it like this, it should just be made in a sharpening choil. But the biggest problem with this knife is the deployment. Only the slightest pressure isn't. Normally you would hold the knife like this and deploy it, but that's not possible at all. You have to carefully place 2 fingers on the pocket clip, 1 finger far away from the lock bar, and then you can deploy it. But you have to think about it. This is not something you do automatically, except for maybe Epic Snuggle Bunny, who has so much experience with those knives that he just does that. But if you don't consciously remove every bit of pressure from the lock bar, it won't deploy. If you take this for instance, same problem. You have a huge lock bar and you can't put any pressure on it. So you have to hold it like this and then it opens like a dream. This is the CKF SSE, by the way. But I've never had this with any other knife. If I take my Zero Tolerance 801, it has the lock bar here, but I just hold it and it easily flips open all day long. And if a designer lends its name for a knife, then it should be at least designed well enough that you can open it easily without some heavy finger gymnastics. Because this isn't fun. And especially if you want to use your knife for self-defense, which of course you can do, then this would be a problem, because until you get your knife open, the fight is over. Well, those were basically my comments about the knife. If you're one of those guys who is okay with gripping the knife, a bit complicated to open it, then it's a fantastic knife. It's immensely sharp from the factory, as you'll see in the cutting test, and I don't think it's too heavy, but let's wait. It has 153.3 grams and 5.41 ounces, which is really not a lot given what you get here. And now let's check out the blade thickness. No, it's really 3.85. Now let's do some size comparisons. First against our biggest favorite, the Chris Reeve Large and Cozy. And the blade of this knife is even a bit, well, if you line them up correctly, yeah. Still, the Liong Mah is a bit longer from the blade and also a bit longer from the handle. Next up we have the Custom Knife Factory SSE, which we already talked about, which was one of my largest knives I've owned from a folding perspective, and these seem to be about even when it comes to size. Then we have the Zero Tolerance 0801, which is also not a small knife, but it is shorter than the Endeavour. And finally, I'll give you a budget knife for comparison, the Kershaw Injection 3.5. As the name says, it has 3.5 inches, so you see the difference here from 3.5 inches to 3.75 inches. Okay, now let's do the cutting tests. Okay, that was it for this review. Sorry if it was all over the place, but I just can't concentrate if I'm reviewing a knife that I can't even open right during the review. And I spent hours today, since I'm back from the hospital, trying to open this thing, and it just works with extreme effort, and it can't even be just design, because why? I know knives with lock bars like this, you can still hold them, but here just the tiniest bit of pressure is enough. Still, it's a magnificent knife. If you're one of those people who can live with that, then it's a definite buy. If not, stay away. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you want to be informed about future videos, then please subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. Bye bye.